We are fortunate to have a pool in Australia, which would be out of the question if we were in the UK. But Lewis has discovered how to use it for a revitalising cold plunge. We'll share the benefits of cold plunges and how much ice and time you need to set it up. At the end, Lewis, forever the engineer, reveals a $15 modification that improves a basic plunge pool. So, what are the benefits of cold plunges? Cold therapies have been around for centuries in various forms and has long been used by athletes to speed up recovery, heal faster and build resilience. But in recent years, thanks to Wim Hof the Iceman, it's now more popular than ever. Also, a growing body of scientific research now backs it up, showing real benefits like boosting mood, reducing inflammation, improving circulation, and even helping to lower blood sugar. It's generally very safe, but it's always smart to check with your doctor first. Never plunge alone, and let your body adapt by gradually lowering the temperature over a few sessions. There are 3 main therapy zones: 0 to 5 degrees centigrade for maximum shock, adrenaline and mood boost for the experienced cold plungers only, 5 to 10 degrees centigrade for powerful recovery and improved well-being when you get out, and 10 to 15 degrees, a gentler starting point for beginners, but still with many of the benefits. So, with all that in mind, here's how we set up our own cold plunge at home.
Of course, using the entire pool for a plunge pool just isn't practical or cost effective. You'd need so much ice, it would just be impossible. So I purchased this budget-friendly plunge pool for under $100. While we found these pools are effective, what we found is that after a few days the water gets really dirty and manky and you have to change it, clean it and then refill it again. So I thought, we've got a source of chlorinated, filtered water in our swimming pool, and why not try and use that? So here's our approach. We position the plunge pool on our pool deck and fill it with about 150 litres of pool water. That's just enough to prevent overflow when I get in. After adding ice and allowing it to cool, I take the plunge.
I have to be honest, I just don't do cold. I didn't move all the way from Scotland to start freezing myself on purpose.
Once finished, I then drain the plunge tub back into the swimming pool and refreeze the water for the next session. To determine the required amount of ice, I prepared a graph illustrating the approximate cooling times and ice quantities needed at various starting water temperatures. This is just to give a rough idea, as it's a really complex system. Considering that a bucket holds roughly 10 litres, I used 10, 20 and 30 kilograms of ice in the cooling equation. Now let's see how the actual results compare to the calculations. Okay, so the temperatures measuring in the pool is on a float and it's showing us about 20 degrees at the moment. And we've got a bucket of frozen water put in the freezer. We reckon about 15 of these buckets. So I'm aiming for about 15 degrees initially. I hate cold water. I hate cold water. I know it's supposed to be good for you, but they say if you go in too cold too quickly, it's not that good for you, so you've got to build up to it, so that's my excuse. .3. I hate cold water, so
Good as your trick, get your trunks on.
okay. I reckon if I... Oh. 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 It's actually actually not so bad. What's the temperature showing now still?
Oh, it's gone up to 15.3.
Oh.
Too hot.
Oh my goodness, that is cold. That's 15 degrees. I know this is fairly mild in ice plunge standards, but well, my first attempt is okay, and the water volume is actually pretty much good. It's just displaced, so it's almost at the top. It's actually not so bad. It's actually quite nice. So once you get used to it after a while, so I don't think it's that cold. Ooh. Oh. Okay, what we'll do, put the ice back. Okay, so I'm just emptying the water back into the pool. And then we're going to refreeze that ice. Okay, ready for next go, and I'll try and go colder next time. This is the second attempt. I'm going to add 20 kilos of ice. Okay, start the stopwatch. And now add in buckets of water. It's showing 17 degrees. It's showing.
Okay, 12 degrees.
Now this is going to be cold for me, so I'm not looking forward to this.
I am.
You've just got to get in. Oh, it's actually not so bad once you're in, but I'm going to work my way down. But what's the temperature showing, Bonnie?
12.4.
12.4. Okay, I'll wait until 10 minutes. I've had to put the microphone in my hair. Yeah, the calculations are actually pretty close. And that's 20 kilos of ice, and it's almost all completely melted now.
We won't be reusing that, I
No.
don't think.
But it's yeah, it's actually quite pleasant.
You look rather cute in there, darling.
So I've done 10 minutes, and it's actually quite pleasant. I feel quite good. But I reckon I can go lower quite easily. I just want to build myself up slowly. So for my third plunge, I've used 20 kilos of ice. I'm also going to leave it cool down longer so I can get below 10 degrees. I did find being less than 10 degrees to be noticeably colder, but it was still quite bearable. I think I can go colder still without too much trouble. It's actually surprisingly pleasant, and I can see why people really enjoy doing this. When you get out, you really feel so good. And I plan to try and do cold plunges regularly. Who knows, I may even convince Bonnie to do it, but I really don't think so. Now to modify this cheap cold plunge pool to make it a bit more durable and rigid. It's just too floppy and feels so fragile at the moment. People we know who have them say they puncture quite easily. So basically this is a plastic bag. It's a very flimsy structure. And as you'll see later, I need to make it more rigid. So what I've used is a couple of hula hoops. They were too big initially, so I cut them in half. And I found a bit of tube that fits inside, which is a perfect joiner. So, and I know this length will work because I cut it and then just adjusted the length. And then I'm just going to put this in at the bottom. Takes a bit of fitting to get in. And And then also we'll have another hula hoop at the top. Okay, so now we have a more rigid, usable structure to hula hoops. Okay, so now the next stage, which involves this rubber bath mat. We're going to glue the bath mat onto the bottom of the plunge pool. So put it over a round table so we've got a nice flat surface. Lots of silicone. Okay, and put the mat. This is going to get messy. Taking it off the support table, we'll leave it dry. But I think that's a good experiment to show you can actually use the swimming pool water for a cold plunge.
We really love making these videos for you, and we hope you enjoy watching them too. Thank you for watching Lewis and Bonnie's Australia.